Here with a new survival video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a knife. The knife that we're making is going to have a blade made out of glass, and you could choose whatever wood you want to make the handle. Just some warnings: a mulberry doesn't make a good one because it dries and cracks, and so does a pine, because pine is soft, and the softer woods and the woods that dry and crack won't work as good, because when they crack, because you're gonna have a cracked handle, it's not gonna look as nice, or when they're too soft, they might break on you. So let's start off now. So the knife isn't gonna be a giant knife. It's not as big as these ones with 3-inch blades. It's gonna be smaller ones, kind of more like this one. Then this one's a nice knife, and they're sharp. So what we're going to be needing first is some kind of blade. I'm using arrowheads, about 1.5 inches. Are these ones? Or they're more? Because I know these have 3-inch blades, so it's about 2 or 1.5 inches. And the handle, I'm using this piece of wood. I'm not so sure what wood it is, but there's no pith in it, and usually I don't work with pith woods that have a big pith like those ones, like the sumacs. And it's a solid piece of wood, which is good, which is what we want, a solid piece of wood. So now what we're going to be doing is, with a knife, let me just grab my pocket knife. First, we want to shave off all the bark. Alright, and now I'll get back to you when we finish. Alright, so now that I've shaved all the bark off of this, it's time to shape it to how we want it. I'm gonna shape it down. As with this one, it has like a rounded end. I'm not gonna do that. Instead, the blade will be facing this way. So here's gonna be the blade, and I'm gonna cut down a part from over here so it fits into the palm of my hand like this. But those are features you could do at the end. I'm just gonna kind of mark that off so I know where to do it, and I don't mess up and put it in the front like with this knife. But still, I really like how this knife came out. Alright, so now, because I'm gonna be using saws to cut through, and this saw is sharp. When you get a cut, it's gonna be nasty. I got a few cuts from it. Here's some all over here. It's super sharp. So I'm gonna be using this. Oh, other way. And in outdoor situation where you won't have these, you could find another thing as a vise. So now what we're gonna be doing is cutting down right here. I mean, you could also use Stone Age tools, or to do it like a clamshell, which you could grind the teeth off of and peck into it. It's like a chisel, and this is clamshell is basically limestone encased in limestone, and it's gonna be super hard. So now we just cut a groove in deep enough for the nocks to fit in. So a few centimeters, maybe a centimeter, would do good depending on how you want to do it. And we just keep going with the saw or whatever you want. A knife works too. Another way you could do this is, if you don't have enough time and you gotta get this done really quick, you could always take your knife with your hand or with a stick, pound it down in, and it'll split down. And then at the end, I think you could just, well, this will probably work, carve a notch around here, carve a notch at the top, wrap that in cord, and then it'll hold in, or just split down like you're making an axe, not all the way. Put the knife in and it'll clamp down on the sides, and you'll wrap it and it'll be really, really tight. But I choose it to do it this way because it makes the knives, that's just how I've always been doing it, and they also look cool like that, like how a knife actually looks. And with some woods that are dried out, they will split all the way through. And I was never familiar to it. I thought of that way, and it will work. Alright, so we just keep going. Now we just cut it down as deep as we want. Let's check how deep that is. I'll get it a little bit deeper. Now if I touch this, oh yeah, that's hot. From the friction. This is a fun project. Making knives. Encourage you to do it, it's really fun. And so as being outdoors and everything. Just do what you like. Have fun. Oh yeah, that's hot. Now let's check it. Here is the notch. Sorry if my finger was blocking it before. Now I will see. That will be good. And now what we do is just carve, saw the sides down a little more because I know that won't fit. And if you would like to see any flint knapping videos, just tell me. And we could do some flint knapping videos showing how to make knife blades, arrowheads, and everything. Now, the best handle wood would probably be ash wood, since that's what they've been using for hundreds and thousands of years, because it absorbs shock so good, but it's not the hardest wood. But if you're gonna be in an area where your knife handle might rot, yew wood will because some of these pieces of yew wood has been sitting outside for so long, and they haven't got any rot. They just hardened up, dried out, because yew wood is extremely disease resistant. It is also a really, really good bow wood. Alright, let's check. Almost. Alright, so I'll come back to you when I finish doing the notch for the knife blade to fit in. Alright, see you then. Okay, so I finished cutting the gap, or the notch, and I've been shaping the handle down. So here it's flatter, and here is the notch. I'm gonna do some final shaping here with my knife. And you could do this all with a flint flake piece of obsidian. It works just like a knife. So if you don't have a knife and you have flint around you, you could use that. Okay, so now let's see. So I'm thinking we should have it going in. I'm putting my it in around like this. It's kind of fat handle, but you could always do work with it. Okay, so now we just here. Alright, so I'll come here and I'll show you how you wrap the handle. Right here, then you place the cord here, and then you go around So it wraps around like this, and this is facing up. Then you keep going over and a few times. And then you go on to one knot, then to the other one. Then again I did it, and then I'm going down, going again to here, and then it just makes an X pattern. And it looks cool, but I'll just go over again, secure it more. Now I'm gonna go over, and I'm just gonna use the rest of the cord here. That's not moving. And then, now that it's like that, you go, and to do a half hitch knot, you go, and then you would hold it in one part, and then you just wrap it around, and then you take this part and put it through and pull. So then in the end it's like that. It's simple and it works good. I'll do 2 with knives. And then just pull it through, and it will give you something like this. Then you could always just take something, just put it under, or cut it off, or glue it on. Now this is how we have our knife, and we can't finish the video off without doing a cutting test with it. So let's go see some things we could cut. Come on, let's go. Alright, so I'll go get some things that we'll be cutting, and then I will show you how good this little knife cuts. Alright, see you when I get the things and we'll be cutting. Alright, let's go. Alright, so here is the knife that we've made. I like how it's looking. And this was a scabbard for a knife that I was making. And then my dogs bit it up. So I'll just cut this piece of cord hanging out from over here. So put one foot down, hold it up, and then we'll be cutting it. And this is Ute cord, and Ute is pretty tough. It cuts it good, and this is really, really tough. I mean, you're not gonna pull it by you're not gonna break it by pulling it. So now we'll try it over here. Or you could do a sawing motion, and it cuts it. It doesn't cut it that bad. It's not breaking the fire. It cuts it like a knife should, and that will compare it to the metal knives. And the metal knives aren't flint knap, and they're straight. So when you pull, it cuts it like that. It's much different than with this one. It's basically cutting with a cutting. These cut really good. They cut good. It's like serrate. It's like serrate going all over. You could run your finger on this. It won't cut you, but if you put pressure on, it'll cut. Now we'll just show you that it cuts the wood too. See, I scored a line right over, and I've actually carved wood with this one. With the pieces in between, carves it. This is a small little twig though, but it works. And in all, I've liked how our creation came out. For more, like and subscribe for more. See you in the next video. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. See you. Bye.